Good morning, members. Welcome to this first meeting of the new council. Julie, can I have the sediment, please?
Thanks, Eddie, and good morning, members. Members, I'll now call the sediment. When I call your name, can you please activate your mic, indicate you're present, and then switch your mic back off. And for those members that are dialing in, if you've got any problems with your IT, there's a helpline number on the electronic meeting invite that you can use to assist if you need to reconnect. Councillor Stephen Canning.
Present.
Councillor Ellen Friel.
Thanks, Julie. I'm here.
Thank you. Councillor John McFadden.
Good morning, I'm here.
Councillor John McGee.
Yep.
Councillor Elaine Cowan.
Here.
Councillor Maureen Mackay.
Present.
Councillor David Richardson.
Present.
Councillor James Adams.
Present.
Councillor Lillian Jones.
Present, Julie.
Councillor Ian Linton.
Here.
Councillor Douglas Reid.
Here.
Councillor Graham Barton.
Here.
Councillor Graham Boyd.
Morning, Julie. Present.
Thank you. Councillor Barry Douglas.
Here.
Councillor Neil Ingram.
Present.
Councillor Peter Mabin.
Here.
Councillor Claire Maitland.
Here.
Councillor Jim Todd.
Here.
Councillor Beverley Clark.
Here.
Councillor Sally Cogley.
Here.
Councillor Kevin McGregor.
Here.
Councillor Linda Holland.
Here.
Councillor Claire Leach.
Here, Julie.
Thank you. Councillor William Lennox.
Here.
Councillor Alison Simmons.
Here.
Councillor Billy Crawford.
Present.
Councillor June Kyle.
Present.
Councillor Jim McMahon.
Here, thanks, Julie.
Councillor Neil Watts.
Present.
Councillor Drew Filson.
Here.
Councillor Jennifer Hogg.
Here.
And Councillor Elaine Stewart.
Here.
Thank you, members.
Thanks, members. So all 32 members are present. No apologies. Can we just ask for any declarations of interest for this meeting? Okay, noted that there's no declarations of interest for this meeting. If we move on to item 2 on the agenda, the council elections. The purpose of this reports to provide results to the recent council elections that I know you are all very aware of, having seen you all the count, and simply the council's asked to note the results of the council elections held on the 5th of May. So that's the recommendation. Is that agreed? If I can then move on to the election of the Provost of East Ayrshire. So I seek nominations for the Provost of East Ayrshire. Councillor Reid.
I would like to move Councillor Jim Todd. It's great to see Jim back in the chamber after his hip operation. Jim was previously the Provost, but unfortunately COVID and working through the pain barrier, it's great to see Jim back. And I think it would be great for the whole of East Ayrshire to have a great civic head and a well-respected civic head like Jim back in position.
Thanks. Any other nominations for Provost of East Ayrshire? Councillor McFadden.
I'd like to nominate Councillor James Adams for the role of Provost.
Thanks, Councillor McFadden. Any other nominations for Provost of East Ayrshire? No. Well, if that's agreed, can we go to a roll call vote, please, in terms of that? Seconder, sorry. Seconder, Councillor McFadden. If we now can go to a roll call vote.
Thank you, and thanks, members. So I'll now call the roll, and if you can indicate if you're voting for the motion, which is by Councillor Reid, seconded by Councillor Linton, for Jim Todd as Provost, or for the amendment, which is by Councillor McFadden, seconded by Councillor Watts for James Adams. So can I start with Councillor Stephen Canning?
Motion, Jim Todd.
Thank you. Councillor Ellen Friel.
Motion.
Councillor John McFadden.
Amendment.
Councillor John McGee.
Amendment.
Councillor Elaine Cowan.
For the motion, Jim Todd for Provost.
Councillor Maureen Mackay.
Abstain.
Councillor David Richardson.
Motion Jim Todd for Provost.
Councillor James Adams.
Amendment.
Councillor Lillian Jones.
Abstain, Julie.
Thank you. Councillor Ian Linton.
For the motion.
Councillor Douglas Reid.
For the motion.
Councillor Graham Barton.
For the motion.
Councillor Graham Boyd.
Abstain.
Councillor Barry Douglas.
Abstain.
Councillor Neil Ingram.
For the motion.
Councillor Peter Mabin.
Abstain.
Councillor Claire Maitland.
For the motion.
Councillor Jim Todd.
Motion.
Councillor Beverley Clark.
Motion.
Councillor Sally Cogley.
For the amendment.
Councillor Kevin McGregor.
Abstain, thanks.
Councillor Linda Holland.
Abstain, thanks.
Councillor Claire Leach.
Motion.
Councillor William Lennox.
For the motion.
Councillor Alison Simmons.
Amendment.
Councillor Billy Crawford.
Amendment.
Councillor June Kyle.
Abstain.
Councillor Jim McMahon.
Motion.
Councillor Neil Watts.
Amendment.
Councillor Drew Filson.
For the motion.
Councillor Jennifer Hogg.
For the motion.
And Councillor Elaine Stewart.
Abstain.
Thanks, members. I can now declare that the motion is carried by 16 votes to 7 with 9 abstentions.
Thanks very much, Julie. We'll now take a 5-minute recess in order that the Provost can get his chain, etc. So it's just into the members' round, Provost.
Oh, thank you, David. Excuse me for stop now and again. Thank you very much, everyone. I will strive to be the best provost again that we have, and representing every single community. And I'd like to work with all of you elected members and the officers, and we'll take East Ayrshire forward, hopefully. Thank you very much. A lot of business to go through, and I propose that we just carry on with the business. Is that okay, everyone? Right, thank you. Item 3.2 in your papers is election of Deputy Provost, and I would like to invite nominations for Deputy Leader. Sorry, Councillor Reid.
Thanks, Provost. Thanks very much and congratulations. I would like to move Councillor Claire Leach, previous Deputy Provost. Claire has been recognised nationally for work with marginalised people, and also with children. I think she's a great ambassador for East Ayrshire, and I would move Councillor Claire Leach.
Thank you. And second, Councillor Linton. Thank you. Councillor Douglas.
Provost, I would like to nominate Councillor June Kyle as Deputy Provost of East Ayrshire.
Thank you. Second, Councillor Mackay. Thank you. Proposal, nomination, and 2 nominations for Deputy Provost. So we'll go to the vote. Over to Julie.
Thanks, Provost. And again, same process as before. If you can indicate for the motion, which is by Councillor Reid, second by Councillor Linton for Claire Leach as Deputy Provost, or for the amendment by Councillor Douglas, seconded by Councillor Mackay for June Kyle as Deputy Provost. Provost Jim Todd.
For the motion.
Councillor Stephen Canning.
Motion, Claire Leach.
Councillor Ellen Friel.
Motion.
Councillor John McFadden.
Abstain.
Councillor John McGee.
Amendment.
Councillor Elaine Cowan.
For the motion.
Councillor Maureen Mackay.
For the amendment.
Councillor David Richardson.
Motion, Claire Leach for Deputy Provost.
Councillor James Adams.
Amendment.
Councillor Lillian Jones.
Amendment.
Councillor Ian Linton.
For the motion.
Councillor Douglas Reid.
For the motion.
Councillor Graham Barton.
For the motion.
Councillor Graham Boyd.
Abstain.
Councillor Barry Douglas.
Amendment.
Councillor Neil Ingram.
For the motion.
Councillor Peter Maben.
For the amendment, June Kyle.
Councillor Claire Maitland.
Motion.
Councillor Beverley Clark.
Motion.
Councillor Sally Cogley.
For the amendment.
Councillor Kevin McGregor.
For the amendment, thanks.
Councillor Linda Holland.
Amendment, thanks.
Councillor Claire Leach.
Motion.
Councillor William Lennox.
For the motion.
Councillor Alison Simmons.
Amendment.
Councillor Billy Crawford.
Amendment.
Councillor June Kyle.
Amendment.
Councillor Jim McMahon.
Motion.
Councillor Neil Watts.
Amendment, June Kyle.
Councillor Drew Filson.
For the motion.
Councillor Jennifer Hogg.
For the motion.
And Councillor Elaine Stewart.
For the amendment.
Thanks, members. The motion has been carried by 16 votes to 14 with 2 abstentions.
Thanks very much, Julie. Congratulations, Deputy Provost Leach. Would you like to come up to this table? Do you want to stay where you are at the moment?
Oh, I appreciate that. Thanks, Provost. I'll just remain here for now.
Thank you very much. Thanks, folks. Right, we're going to item 4 now, and this is to elect the leader and deputy leader of the council. Page 8 of your papers. I'll just check. Yeah, page 8. And I'm asking for nominations for the role as leader. Councillor Leach.
Thank you, Provost. I move Councillor Douglas Shood as leader. I think we would agree that Douglas has taken East Ayrshire forward. He champions everybody, and I think he is a great leader, and I'd like to see him return.
Thank you. Can we have a seconder? Councillor Linton.
I'm happy to second Dougie as leader. I think his administration has worked closely with our political opponents in the past, and I'd like to take this opportunity to pay my gratitude to Tom Cook, former leader of the Tory group, and John McGee, who did an excellent job in working for the betterment of everybody in East Ayrshire.
Thanks, Ian. Any other nominations? We're okay. Leader, congratulations. I'm going to ask for proposals and nominations for the role as deputy leader. Councillor Leach.
Thank you, Provost. I would like to move Councillor Jim McMahon as deputy leader. Again, another upstanding councillor.
Thank you. Councillor Linton. Same again. Yep. Thank you. Sorry. A nomination for role as deputy leader. Are there any other nominations? Thanks, members. Just some housekeeping to catch up with some stuff, and I'll ask the support of Councillor Douglas and Councillor Cogley. It's the previous minutes of the council, pages 9 to 23.
I'll move them, Provost.
Thank you very much. Barry? Sally?
Yes, same. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. Are there any questions about the previous minutes? We're okay, thank you. We're going to go on to item 6, which is the Cabinet and Committee minutes. And for new members, in the past, pre-COVID, we would go through every single item one by one and move and propose as a correct record and have any questions, debates. But due to COVID, we've been taking all the Cabinet and Committee minutes that sometimes take up 2 pages as a block. So it's entirely up to you what we want to continue with that. I'll pass over to the previous leader of the council who had responsibility for these minutes to make a decision with that one.
Moving on block is a correct minute.
Yep, thanks very much. Councillor Linton, yeah, appreciate that. Members, on these items, any questions, obviously for those councillors that were here previously? We're okay? And okay as a block. Thank you very much. We're going to go to item 7 now. Sorry. And this is the appointments to the council's decision-making structure and approval of the council's meetings calendar. Julie's Bain. Pages 65 to 75. What way, members, do you want to go with this? Do we want to have time for this and get back to officers? Do you want to decide that just now?
Just go just now.
Sorry, for those new members, this is the population of all the roles, necessary roles that councillors have to take on board after being elected, and there's some serious discussions in these roles. Over to you, Leader.
Thanks. I'm just looking for advice. I'm wanting in terms of the composition. I would be moving 7 from the SNP group, 2 from the Labour group, Councillor Filson from the Independents and 1 from the Conservative group, and give the spokespersons the titles of the spokespersons at a later date, just to once I've discussed that with the rest of the cabinet. Or do you want to just now, David? Is it better? If so, I'll take a 5-minute recess.
Back to basics.
I think it might benefit council if there were to be a short adjournment, because the options for council are clearly, as Provost Todd pointed out, it could be deferred, but equally council does have to make the appointment. The sooner council makes the appointments, the sooner council can get on with council business. Clearly, there may be things to be discussed. The normal approach for the benefit of all members is, as previously with the minutes, would be for a motion en bloc to populate. I think probably if we even just took it as cabinet and then move on to GNS rather than try and do everything. But even within cabinet, if you're asking council to appoint people to specific roles, I think it requires the identification of the individual for anyone to make an informed decision about appointing someone to a particular role within cabinet. So it might be better if members wanted to seek an adjournment to allow all members and groups, whatever, to gather their thoughts and to consider what they would wish to put forward, whether by way of a motion and or amendment in relation to this. And then it could be, I think the best thing is maybe the halfway house of take cabinet first and then do it committee by committee rather than all of Appendix 1 in one go. It could get a bit mealy then. But I think you members, it's up to you. You are the council, but a short adjournment might benefit all members as you review things and come forward, and at least then there'll be that greater clarity on any proposals and amendments before members are asked to vote. But if you're not minded to do so, we're always in the hands of council as to how you proceed and when you proceed.
Thanks for that, David. That's good advice. Would it be an adjournment? I don't know. Reconvene about 1:45? Is that enough time? No, longer.
No, just 10 minutes.
22. Everybody back at 22. Is that okay, folks? Right. Thank you. 22. Thanks.
IT colleagues, can you pause the recording just now and we'll pick it up again then at 22?